Lord, my Lord. With glasses on and skin-tight suits, he was doing some demonstration, pouring
On February 5th, 2025, an event that was meant to be a powerful gathering of faith, bringing believers together to share in unity and hear the Word of God, unexpectedly became one of the most talked about confrontations in modern church history. Pastor Gino Jennings, known for his bold and fearless approach to preaching, faced Pastor Keion Henderson directly on stage in front of a packed audience. What followed left attendees stunned, as two different visions of ministry collided in a moment that challenged perceptions about leadership, influence, and the role of wealth in the church. The unexpected confrontation. As the event began, the atmosphere was charged with anticipation, but the moment quickly shifted when Jennings stepped forward, his usual intensity radiating through the room. Without preamble or softening of words, he addressed Henderson directly, expressing concerns over what he saw as the commercialization of ministry. Jennings's voice, calm yet firm, echoed through the hall as he questioned whether Henderson's approach prioritized influence and personal gain over the core mission of spreading faith. The audience, initially murmuring among themselves, fell silent, sensing that they were witnessing something historic, a confrontation that went beyond differences in preaching style to touch on deeply held beliefs about what it means to serve God. Diverging perspectives on ministry. Jennings has long been vocal about the importance of humility, sacrifice, and dedication to spiritual principles over material success. His criticism focused on what he perceived as flashy lifestyles, extravagant events, and ministries that resemble businesses more than places of worship. Henderson, by contrast, has cultivated a ministry that embraces modern outreach methods, using media, high-profile events, and engagement with diverse audiences to spread faith in ways that resonate with younger generations. The clash of these approaches, the traditional versus the modern, the understated versus the spectacular, set the stage for a dialogue that captivated everyone present. Henderson's measured response. For several tense moments, Henderson remained still, his expression unreadable as Jennings laid out his concerns. When Henderson finally spoke, his tone was measured and calm, signaling that he was ready to address the accusations directly. He emphasized that his heart and intentions were misunderstood, asserting that success and outreach are not inherently incompatible with genuine ministry. Henderson reminded the audience that the church, while sacred, also operates in a changing world, and that reaching millions of people often requires embracing modern methods and resources. His response highlighted a core tension: the balance between traditional, spiritual values and the tools needed to impact a global audience. A debate on values. As the dialogue progressed, Jennings reiterated his belief that faith should not be tied to material gain or the pursuit of fame. He argued that the true mission of ministry lies in teaching, guiding, and serving others, rather than building personal empires or accumulating wealth. Henderson countered by suggesting that resources, when used responsibly, can expand the reach of ministry and help more people experience faith. The room was charged with energy, as audience members debated internally and externally, some nodding in agreement with Jennings's emphasis on humility, while others resonated with Henderson's argument that prosperity and faith can coexist when guided by genuine purpose. Financial transparency and accountability. At one point, Jennings presented financial records related to Henderson's major events, highlighting ticket sales and other sources of revenue. He framed this information as a call for accountability, suggesting that transparency is essential in maintaining trust between pastors and their congregations. Henderson did not deny the success of his ministry. Instead, he framed it as evidence of effective outreach and responsible management, explaining that resources were necessary to sustain programs, reach more people, and build platforms that inspire faith. The audience observed a delicate balance of perspectives, recognizing both the need for accountability and the potential benefits of strategic resource use in ministry. Clash of ideologies. The exchange revealed a broader debate about leadership, faith, and responsibility. Jennings represented an approach grounded in austerity, humility, and caution against material influence, while Henderson advocated for a proactive, modern vision of ministry that incorporates success as a tool for spreading faith widely. This clash resonated with attendees as it touched on universal questions. How should faith adapt to a changing world? Can success and spiritual integrity coexist? What responsibilities do religious leaders have toward their congregations and society at large? The conversation went beyond personal critique to become a reflection on the evolution of church leadership in contemporary times. Audience engagement and reactions. Throughout the event, the audience was deeply engaged, their reactions ranging from silent reflection to murmured discussions. Some attendees expressed strong agreement with Jennings' emphasis on humility and caution, while others found resonance in Henderson's vision of dynamic outreach and broad impact. The intensity of the exchange sparked conversations among congregants, encouraging critical reflection on their own views of ministry, leadership, and the relationship between faith and modern societal structures. It became clear that the event was more than a confrontation. It was a catalyst for dialogue within the community about values, priorities, and the future of church leadership. Henderson's reflection. Towards the conclusion of the exchange, Henderson adopted a more contemplative tone, acknowledging the concerns raised while reiterating his commitment to faith and outreach. He emphasized that his goal has always been to use resources and influence to help people reconnect with God, highlighting that modern ministry sometimes requires innovative approaches. Henderson encouraged the audience to consider the evolving context of faith, noting that the ultimate measure of a ministry is the lives it touches, not just appearances or material metrics. His reflection added depth to the discussion, shifting it from accusation and defense to mutual consideration of purpose and method. Jennings' consistent stand. Jennings maintained his position, stressing the importance of spiritual authenticity and the dangers of allowing external success to overshadow the core mission of faith. He encouraged religious leaders to prioritize teaching, service, and integrity above all else, and reminded the audience that the essence of ministry is measured not by influence or wealth, but by the sincerity and impact of one's spiritual guidance. This consistency reinforced his reputation as a pastor who values principle over popularity, offering a counterpoint to Henderson's more contemporary approach and framing the debate as one of values rather than personality. The broader implications. The confrontation between Jennings and Henderson reflects broader questions facing religious communities today. How should faith adapt to modern society? What balance should leaders strike between outreach, resource management, and spiritual integrity? How do congregants discern authenticity in leadership amid evolving cultural and economic contexts? The event illustrated that these issues are not theoretical. They are lived experiences that challenge both leaders and followers to think critically about the nature of ministry and the responsibilities it entails. A moment of reflection. As the event concluded, the audience was left to reflect on the significance of what they had witnessed. While no immediate resolution emerged, the exchange opened space for dialogue, encouraging attendees to engage with differing perspectives on faith, leadership, and the role of success in ministry. Many left the venue with questions about the meaning of authenticity, the responsibilities of pastors, and the ways in which religious institutions can balance tradition with innovation. The confrontation became a catalyst for ongoing conversation, demonstrating the power of public dialogue to challenge assumptions and deepen understanding within faith communities. Conclusion. The February 5th event will be remembered not merely as a confrontation, but as a moment that highlighted the evolving dynamics of ministry in the 21st century. Jennings and Henderson represented two distinct visions, one rooted in austerity, humility, and traditional spiritual discipline, the other embracing outreach, influence, and strategic use of resources. Both perspectives offered valuable lessons, challenging audiences to think critically about faith, integrity, and leadership. Ultimately, the event underscored that ministry, while deeply personal, exists within a community that demands accountability, reflection, and a commitment to the transformative power of faith. In witnessing this exchange, believers and leaders alike were reminded that dialogue, respect, and the willingness to confront difficult questions are essential in navigating the complexities of modern spiritual life.